Hi guys, welcome to today's video and to my channel if you're new here. I'm Debbie if we've not met before, hello. And today we're going to be doing my tag. Yes, I have created a tag. I am so excited to finally have gotten up the courage to film it. I wrote these questions, gotta be 6 months ago, but I've had this on my radar as like something that I wanted to do ever since I started my channel. Kind of shied away from doing it because I don't know if anyone's even interested in the topic or want to watch it, and it's also very personal to me. So you know from the title that it's the Ageless Beauty Tag. So what are we talking about there? Well, we're going to discuss a topic that's kind of a bit taboo, I think, on YouTube. What happens when you get older, how people feel about that, just aging in general. But I wanted the questions to be inclusive so that any creator could do it. So please give the video a chance because I'd love to know your opinions down in the comments on the questions, and let's just get started. Hey guys, there's 10 questions in this tag and we're going to jump into those in a moment, but just wanted to say this idea sprung from a video that I watched of Angelica Nyquist talking about aging, and it wasn't the recent one that she's just done with Teresa is Dead, and I will link that and Teresa's video because that kind of brought it back to the forefront of my mind. But this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. So Angelica posted a video before I had a channel and it was entitled Age Won't Stop Me, and that resonated so much with me because I'd wanted to start a channel and I don't even think I had my Instagram started at that point, and I did my Instagram first because I could skin smooth on there and I could kind of make myself look a bit younger, and I kind of still do that in my pictures, more so because I just want to make those pictures look beautiful rather than them be like representative of actually how I look really. And I know that sounds kind of strange, but I just want it to be about the makeup and not to be about like the wrinkles on my face. So I do still do it as kind of like just a record of the looks that I've done, and it's the way I like to see myself, but it isn't, I know, the way that I truly look. But everybody enhances photos on Instagram, so I don't feel that that's a bad thing necessarily to do, and it's my choice to do it. But so I started on Instagram because I thought no one's going to want to watch me because of my age and my wrinkles and whatever. And then in the end I just started to get more and more like, why should I miss out on doing something that I love because I'm kind of a bit older than the norm. So it's a long way of saying that I started my channel basically for a lot of different reasons, but mainly that video did start to spark an idea in my mind, and I wanted to do a tag to kind of like rein myself in so that I don't waffle on for hours like I'm doing right now. So we're going to get straight into the questions. So the first one then is, to what degree do you think society or social norms influence the makeup that we wear as we get older? Now, I've thought about this one quite a lot because I feel like there's so many expectations put on us by other people for various situations and scenarios, which I would love to see the end of, to be honest. Like at the moment I'm rocking pink hair, and to the office, I think in my job it's very accepting. I work in an office environment in quite a traditional kind of company, but we've moved with the times and you can express yourself however you want to. We're not customer facing, but even if we were, you know, does the colour of your hair stop you having a brain, stop you being articulate, stop you being able to serve customers in the right way? I really don't think so. I don't think if you're covered in tattoos it should matter. None of those things should matter. And for a long time, because of like the way that people sort of view others, I didn't wear the things that I wanted to wear to work, but not just in that setting, just everywhere. And particularly as you get older, I think you're told by everything that you see and absorb that kind of like as you get older, you've got to kind of like just pack up all of your trendy things that you ever did before and just like curl up and die and start knitting and, I don't know, sit there in your rocking chair. Well, stop that. I am not going to do that. I basically feel, and I know a lot of people say this as they get older, that I'm still the same person deep down that I always was. So if you're sitting here thinking you're 20 or 30 and you're suddenly going to feel different at 50 and you're going to want to stop doing the things you do, you just won't. But I think society tells us that, you know, by say 30 you're getting older, and 40 is sort of middle-aged, and 50, well, forget it if you wanted to have a YouTube channel, you know, and you want to talk about beauty. And I just want to challenge that mentality, because really, are you going to want to give up doing the things that you love as you get older? I certainly don't. So I do think society influences us, but I think it's changing. I think things are moving on. I think sort of 40 was the new 30 sort of in the 90s, and now we're sort of 50 is the new 40 now, and we're kind of like, things are changing and older people are getting a voice again, and they're seen as not being over the hill so much as they used to be, and I'm all for that as somebody in their 50s. Okay, number 2 then, at what age do you think it's inappropriate to wear makeup that's traditionally seen as more youthful, so colour and glitter? Never. I think wear what the hell you want to. That's my opinion on it. So here I am rocking a purple eye and a purple lip. And if you are from my channel and you've been here before, you know this is the kind of thing I wear all the time. I do like neutrals as well. And if I want to wear completely neutral, you know, a glam look and a red lip or whatever, I'll do so. If I want to wear something that's sparkly and I want to wear shimmers on my crease lids, then who's to tell me I can't do that? If I like it, if I think it looks good on me, and if I can rock it with confidence, because I think that's one of the main things. You know, if you kind of put a colourful outfit on or colourful makeup and you feel that it isn't kind of you, and you're kind of like sort of hiding behind it and you feel a little bit afraid for everyone else to see it, then people pick up on that. But for anything, you know, if I'm going out to work, if I'm going anywhere, I just don't really think about like what my face is looking like and whether I've got a full face of quite out there makeup on. And I think people just get used to you, you know. And so I think wear what you want to whatever age. It gets more difficult to do it. I mean, obviously I've got more wrinkles here. Doing these wings is, you know, it's a battle now. It's not as easy. My skin isn't as smooth to be able to draw those lines. So I think actually it takes more skill to be able to achieve it, for sure. And not to say that I'm skillful at makeup, I'm really not. I learned everything I know just by watching YouTube videos. But what I'm saying is it's not as easy to achieve as when you're younger. But I don't think it's inappropriate to wear those colours. I'm going to be rocking this colourful makeup until whenever, until I'm bored of doing it. And I can't see that being a thing, because I've actually got more into like my gothic kind of looks and my bright colourful looks than I've ever done. So no, don't think there is an age on it unless you impose one on yourself. Okay, number 3 then. This one is a prickly one, and I'm going to be honest on it. So the question is, be honest, have you ever looked at an older person and thought they should not be wearing makeup anymore, or they're too old to make it look good? I have, to my shame, done that. I've looked at other people, and before I started getting into this makeup journey and kind of having a look at myself as a person, I've definitely done that. I've looked at people and I've thought, you know, you're 50 or you're 60, leave that to the youngsters. But I think your perspective changes when you get older, for sure. And you still want to be a part of things and you still want to do those things. And now, you know, I used to as well think, and, you know, being older, I think my perspective is different because you're conditioned by things that have happened to you in the past. But when I first started seeing guys wearing makeup, to me that was like, well, they shouldn't be doing that. That's a thing that women do. And now I would never think that way. And I think we're all on a journey of like acceptance and learning what is right, you know, and what can be done. So now I love to see men in makeup, and I love to see older people wearing makeup. And, you know, if they're not comfortable to wear bright, colourful looks like this, then that's fine. But I'm not going to judge anyone that does it. And I think I have done so in the past, and I kind of catch myself if I ever do that and try and challenge, why am I thinking that way? Like, why is that part of my thought process, and I'm trying to grow and learn and be more accepting that everybody has the right to express themselves exactly the way that they want to. Okay, number 4. When watching YouTube, do you tend to watch channels from creators of a similar age to you, or do you think age doesn't matter? Well, I watch channels from every age group, from probably the youngest probably being about 18 to, well, I'm probably the oldest. I watch my own videos back just to make sure they're okay. I don't know anybody much older than me that does this. So I'm going to be watching people of younger age than me, but it honestly doesn't matter one bit to me, because it's all about seeing the makeup artistry from my point of view. I like to see everybody's points of view on makeup, and, you know, younger creators probably have more problems with like acne on their skin, for example, which is not something that I've suffered from really ever, but certainly not since being 40. That's one good bonus of getting older, guys. Like all of those kind of hormonal issues that you have with your skin, that they start disappearing. You get the wrinkles, of course, but I don't get breakouts anymore. But I'll still watch people talking about their skin issues because I still find it fascinating. How do they cover that, and how do they use makeup to enhance their looks or conceal what they don't want to show? And yeah, I just loved seeing everyone's opinions, and then I'll take what looks I've seen from younger creators and think, right, how can I adapt that to make that work for me? And like wings, for example, that's a good one, because at the moment I am, particularly on this side, this one's kind of drooping a little bit, and so I have to take my wings higher now, because if I bring them out at the side, that wrinkly bit will kind of like just hide where I've put the wing. So I've adapted to kind of bring them up more, because I'm damned if I'm not going to wear them, because like wings are one of my favourite ways to express myself with my makeup. So just got to learn to adapt. So I think we can all take something from every channel that we watch and learn from that. So no, I watch everybody from 18 to, if there was somebody doing it that was 80, I'd still watch it. It doesn't bother me. Okay, number 5 then. So do you think ageism exists in the beauty world? And if it does, where do you think it originates from? I would say definitely it does still exist. I think if you look at promo pictures of makeup, it's very rare to see an older person in the campaign. I think it's changing. Like KVD Vegan Beauty just recently has featured Colleen Heidemann, I think that's her name. She's an older influencer. She's incredible. She's a big inspiration to me, because I think she's 70 and she still looks absolutely incredible and uses makeup to enhance those looks. I think she has makeup artists do her makeup on her, but she just looks amazing. And I think it's great to see, like in the UK, Helen Mirren is sometimes the face of beauty brands, and I love to see that, because like people of colour want to see, you know, somebody on every skin tone wearing the makeup, it would be great to see people that are older doing the same. And I think whenever you normally see adverts that are aimed towards people that are of older age group, it's always about how to avoid your lines and wrinkles, anti-aging. It's about the things that you can't do anymore. And you know, there are some techniques you can't do anymore. You know, baking is not going to look great on you when you're older, because it will sit in those fine lines. But it's always like a negative. It's always like, you can't do this anymore, you can't do that. Like basically start curling up and dying because you're older, you know. And so I don't subscribe to that. And I think ageism is definitely alive and well. This is why you don't see many beauty channels of my age group out there, because like me, they thought no one would watch. You know, and my channel isn't massive and it isn't getting like a lot of traction. And is that because ageism exists? I think maybe it could be part of it. Part of it is that maybe my channel could be better, I could be more consistent, I could work harder. All of those things play a part. But I think it is harder to get the views when you're older, because people want to see people of their age group apply makeup, and maybe there's not so many people that are prepared to do it because of that ageism that exists in the beauty community. And I'd love to change that and be a part of the change. Okay, number 6, do brands do enough to cater for the over 40s? And do you think there's an untapped potential? That kind of goes hand in hand with the previous question. I don't think they do. I would love to see more influencers getting PR that are older. I would love to see them taking the views of someone that's older into account. I'd like to see promo pictures being used of people that are older using colourful makeup, not just anti-aging products. I think there's so much potential, because if you look at the age group that's buying makeup, and I think it's, you know, the majority of it is targeted to perhaps people in their 20s. But in my 20s, I was buying a house, I was getting married, I was, you know, I had no money really for makeup, and I would buy very little at that time because it wasn't a priority. And I think people, as they get older, tend to get more financially secure, and they do have the money to spend. And I think brands aren't really looking at that in the right way, and attracting people into buying their products so much. So yeah, definitely untapped potential. Any brands out there want to work with me to sort that out? Hit me up, because I would love to be part of that. So number 7, do you do anything to counteract aging, or do you think it doesn't matter? Well, for the longest time I did absolutely nothing. I washed my face with soap and water, and it's how I was brought up. It's what my mum has always done. My mum's got incredible skin. She's 82, and when she does herself up, which she hasn't done for a long time, but when she does, she knocks like 20 years off herself, honestly, and her skin is still really, really peachy smooth on her cheeks. I think that's where I've been very lucky. I've not really got any lines there. I'm starting to get, well, I've got quite a lot here now, and my neck is terrible. But other than that, my skin stayed quite clear. I always take my makeup off, like I cleanse it with just cheap drugstore cleanser, but until there's literally no makeup residue on the cotton wool. I use cotton wool buds, and then I wash still to this day with Pear's soap. And I never used to use any sort of moisturisers at all until about a year ago, and I started using the LMS anti-aging, mainly because it's this pro collagen stuff that I use. Mainly because it just gives me a smoother base to apply makeup, to be quite honest with you. I don't subscribe to all these different chemicals to enhance your youth. I think the main thing is keeping your face out of the sun. I definitely don't sunbathe my face anymore. I have done it in my 20s. I've burnt it really badly. I've got that English rose skin that you really don't want to get in the sun, else you'll go like a lobster in any case. Don't like freckles much, so I try to keep out the sun to avoid getting dark spots and freckles, etc. And I think that has helped to keep my skin younger. But you know, you're going to get old whatever you do, you know, you can only do so much to stop it. I think it's more about embracing what you have and making the most of that, and not getting so hung up about it and worrying about every little line. It's kind of like the character in your face that kind of shows you've lived a life, and I think there's something quite attractive in that in a way, and I think it needs to be valued more than it is. Okay, number 8 then. In your mind, do you equate aging with a diminishing of beauty? I think I don't anymore. I definitely don't. As I've just said, I think, you know, with aging comes that character that you kind of settle into, like your sort of smile lines, and all of that is attractive if you think of it in that way. And I think, yes, a smooth canvas is easier to paint, of course it is for makeup, but I still think there's a lot of beauty in older skin and in getting older. Would I like to just for a few days go back to being 30 with the makeup skills and abilities I have now, because I had none when I was in my 30s? Yes, absolutely I would. Just so that I can see what I could look like, you know, with the makeup products that exist now, because they're so much better than they ever used to be, and with the skills I've picked up along the way. I think people are so lucky now to have YouTube and that resource to learn all of those things. But I wouldn't really want to be 30 again and have the lack of confidence that I had at that time. And I think beauty isn't just about like what you present in terms of makeup, it's all about kind of what you've learned on the inside as well, and how you can project yourself. And so I think in some ways it makes you more beautiful when you're more confident. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I feel. Okay, question number 9 then. name a channel you'd recommend as someone who challenges ageism in beauty and shows that you can wear whatever that you want. Well, I hope that I'm doing that, I really do, but there's not too many out there. That's the issue. And I would say Nikki Raven, my friend Nikki, she always in her opening sentences says her age, and I think that's quite refreshing to see someone be honest that they're in their 40s and that they're doing this. And she wears beautiful colourful makeup all the time and has a very unique style, and I just love that about her. And also Laura, my friend Laura from Gold Star Work. I know I was only supposed to be naming one, but she's someone else who comes to mind because I think we are the same age, or I think she might be a year younger than me. And she's only just found colour maybe in the last year or so, or since she's had a channel, maybe 2 years. And she's just having so much fun with it. And I think that's a great thing to see, you know, somebody that's like prepared to, she's an artist, so she's got that kind of ability to recognise shade and light, and she's kind of transferred that skill from doing her painting to playing with makeup and putting that out there on the internet for everyone to see. And I think that's an amazing thing to be doing, and I always am very inspired by her looks, and just the way she goes about her channel and how she applies the makeup is very inspiring to me. So it'd be those two. So I've cheated, I've got two. Okay, and the last questions. What tips do you have for anyone older who wants to venture into colourful makeup or bold eye looks? I think you might need to edge yourself in gently depending on sort of your confidence level and your skill level with makeup. So I know for a lot of people they'll incorporate, say, a neutral look but with a pop of colour in the inner corner on the lower lash line, or maybe like, say, the Stoned Vibes palette from Urban Decay, where you've got a slight bit of colour to the shimmers but you've got a neutral crease. I think that's a great way to kind of venture into it. But I would really say don't let age be your barrier. Don't let that be the thing that stops you wearing the makeup you want to wear. If you're wearing it at home but just in front of the mirror and you don't feel the confidence to go out, just be brave and do it with a smile on your face, and you'll be surprised. Nobody really cares. You know, we only care how we feel inside most of the time, and we're not really that bothered about anybody else. I think that way. I think we're more concerned about our own appearance than anybody else, and more critical of our own appearance. So if you can reconcile it with yourself that you look great, then just rock it with confidence and get out there and wear it. So that would be my advice. And then you'll find it's addictive, and you'll fall into this like rabbit hole of colourful makeup that you won't want to come out of, and it's a wonderful creative place to be. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed my answers to the tag, and I hope I've made it inclusive enough that the questions could be answered by anybody from someone in their 20s to someone in their 70s. That's what I'm hoping for. And I'm going to tag some creators that I'd love to see do it. And if you're not tagged, consider yourself tagged, because I'd like to see as many people answer these questions as possible, and to create a bit of a movement for change around ageism in the beauty community, and just get some positivity going and less makeup shaming happening for older people. So yeah, I'm going to tag some of the names. Please, if you're tagged, consider doing it. I'd love to see your answers. And guys, if you don't have a channel, drop some comments below. Has this resonated with you? What are your opinions on the topic? Because I know some of you that watch me are a little bit older, so I would love to know. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, I am 52, I wear colourful makeup all the time. I do the occasional neutral look, but even then I'll creep some colour in. And I do hauls, I do some tags, I do makeup challenges where we choose some colours and have to create a look with them. I do all sorts of colourful makeup content to inspire you, and I hope that's what I'm doing. So, as I say, thank you so much for watching. I'm so appreciative of your support, and hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, guys. Catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.